Hi, everyone. It is early morning for us, but not so much for everyone else. But we wanted to welcome you to our product webinar. It's still a few minutes before we actually get started, so now is a good time to go grab anything that you might need for this. It will be roughly about 30 minutes to 45 minutes whenever and with questions and answers. So we probably take the full hour with the questions, but now would be a good time to go grab something to drink or a quick snack. But let's see who's online. It is nice to see, well, to see us, but why don't we have this chat? Could you guys check into the chat section there? Could you guys send us a message just to see how we sound, if you can hear us, or if it's too loud or too quiet? Could you guys send us a quick note in that chat function there? Awesome. Thank you, Chris. Exciting. Okay. Well, we do have a couple minutes, but why doesn't everybody just tell me what industry you're coming from? So some names here I am not familiar with, but of course, I'd love to hear what kind of industry that you guys come from. Oh. Welcome, everyone. Well, we got some people from floor care and other areas. Cool. I'm loving this. So we're starting to see the numbers of people popping in as they kind of sign up. Oh, we got Europe in here as well. Thank you for joining us. We know that it is a little bit later there for you guys. Got some in other areas as well. Okay. So it is 7:30. We're just going to wait for a few more people just to pop up online and populate this a little bit more. I know that sometimes people take a few minutes, but we'll probably get started in just a few minutes. Well, it's only 4 p.m. in Italy. Oh, okay. That's not too bad. Okay. So welcome everyone to our product webinar for the Rq350. I'm really excited to be able to introduce you to a few things along with your Nikhil as well. But before we get started, why don't I go over a few things here? So as you guys know, that my name is Amanda Yo. I am the marketing manager here at Delta Q, and with me today is Nikhil joining us here so he could tell you a little bit more about the Rq350. Just before I go into everything else, I'm just going to go over really quickly about this go-to platform. So on the chat side there, you'll see that there is a chat function, as you guys have some of you have used already. We'll be using that to kind of collect all of your questions and see how things go. So throughout the entire webinar, please put your questions into that chat so that we can go through them after and kind of answer them as they go through at the end. We'll probably have a few reminders, but please just make sure you input your questions in there as well. Okay, so we're going to go through about Delta Q, some of the background in terms of how we developed the Rq350, some of the key features of 350, and of course, what we've decided to put into it. And then we'll go into the question and answers. So for everybody who is joining us today, some of you may know us, some of you may not. We at Delta Q are one of the leading manufacturers of battery chargers in electric drive vehicles and industrial machines. We have been developing chargers for over 20 years, and we are currently in about 3 million electric drive vehicles in the world and industrial equipment. We are globally dispersed, but primarily in North America, Europe, and Asia. So we're really excited to be able to bring some of our new products to you guys today. And thank you all for joining us, because we do see that you guys come from all of these areas. As we move on, just going over some of the markets that we primarily work in currently. We do work in the golf market, in the e-mobility market, mobile elevated work platform markets, floor care markets, and as well as material handling. As you can see, we have a lot of our customers here today, just a sample of some of the ones that we currently work with. And it's always an exciting time in which we would be able to go over, but it's also not the only markets that we work in. We certainly work in more as well. So we're certainly not limited to those core markets, but we do certainly want to emphasize that we work in more markets. As Delta Q itself, we have a lot of core capabilities. We are customer focused, and for us to be able to bring a superior charging performance is a really important factor for us, or a need for us to be able to show you how we can take your needs and really convert them into a solution that would hopefully resolve your issues. We've done that through our industrial design. So our core capabilities include industrial battery design, which we have a lot in patents for, and manufacturing quality and scale, which will help you. And we'll go into this more a little bit towards the end of our presentation, so we can provide you more details in that sense. But I don't want to spend too long on that side, because we really want to just kind of get into the RQ350. So Nikhil, as we mentioned, why don't you tell us a little bit more about what is the mindset that we had gone into when we started thinking about developing the 350?
Hi, Amanda. Thanks for the introduction. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody in Europe, in East Coast, in other parts in Asia as well. So Amanda, like you said, we at Delta Q, we continuously engage with our customers to understand their pain points, their requirements when it comes to battery chargers. We identify gaps in the market to develop products and solutions that help our customers succeed. So when I was investigating about this product line, about this new charger, there were three main challenges that our customers shared with us. One was charger failure, secondly, premature battery failure, and lastly, non-compliance to regulatory standards.
Okay. Why don't you go into more details for some of this for us?
Absolutely. So with charger failure, this was the first challenge that we heard multiple times from our customers. They shared with us that the onboard chargers that they use in their floor machines, in their pallet trucks, they fail multiple times over the lifetime of their operation. In the case of one specific customer, the information that was shared was the chargers failed within 6 months from purchase under continuous operation. And these customers include fleet management companies, rental companies, cleaning contractors, warehouse operators. So we spoke to a lot of different customers from a lot of different market segments. A few causes and a few reasons behind these failures included the IP20 open frame design that allowed for dirt, water, and other chemicals to enter the charger and damage the electronics. Also, the chargers that are used today in the market, they have very poor shock and vibration. So they're not basically designed for continuous operation. They can't withstand daily operating conditions, daily environments of temperatures, for humidity, of shock. So they primarily fail because of that low reliability in design. And when these machines fail, when these chargers fail, this leads to machine downtime and affects the customers from performing their job, thereby causing loss of revenue. Nobody wants to be in that position, And ultimately, the OEMs are impacted because they have to replace the chargers under warranty, which is a direct cost to them. The OEMs, we heard, are not able to deliver their customers with the best service and the best products, and it's starting to affect their brands. The second challenge the customers shared with us was premature battery failure. So when you consider an electric machine, batteries are the most critical components. So when they fail, it results in loss of productivity and unplanned replacement costs. One reason why batteries fail is because of using a generic charging profile. Because we are in the battery charger industry, when we tell you that every battery is manufactured differently and requires a unique charging profile, I hope our customers trust in us and take it to heart. Because when you charge it with a generic profile, use a different charging profile for a different battery pack, it ultimately leads to suboptimal charging performance and reduced battery life. Uh, Another reason that batteries fail is because of negligence in the operator behavior. Sometimes the operators, after finishing a shift, they forget to charge the batteries, or they unplug the machine from the wall before the batteries are fully charged. So repeated behavior patterns like this severely impact the life of a battery. And lastly, chargers not complying to regulatory certifications was another challenge that our customers are facing. These days, we are seeing more and more applications that go into the residential settings. So they need residential EMI and EMC standards. An example that I can share with the audience today is, for example, a floor cleaning machine or a pallet truck that is used in a supermarket that is on the first floor or the ground floor of a residential complex. These interactions with residential settings requires chargers to meet residential emission standards. And when these chargers fail to do so, they can interfere with household electronic items like TVs, computers, internet routers, and they can damage them. Additionally, if these certifications are not met, it can result in government fines or loss of access to the markets when chargers don't meet efficiency or emission standards. So these three challenges, the charger failure, the battery failure, regulatory non-compliance, it leads to machine downtime and low productivity. It leads to ultimately high cost of ownership. And this high cost of ownership translates back to the OEMs because they have to replace these chargers or replace the batteries under warranty, which is cost to them and overall leads to unsatisfied customers.
Okay. Yeah, no, it sounds like there's been a lot of things that were considered into this. Why don't we take a poll, and we're going to take a quick poll with some of our audiences here. With some of the issues that Nikhil had speaked about, which one would you have experienced the most? So we're going to give you a few minutes here just to be able to vote. So click in to see if there's anything else that you have. So if you guys can definitely put it in there. So we're going to give you a few seconds for you guys to do some voting here. I'm going to go, just waiting. Okay. Oh, people still voting? Okay. Okay. So we're going to close the poll just so that we can, but just from the people that have participated, it looks like battery failure is certainly a certain big part of that then. Okay. So why don't we keep moving? Well, given that we are here to introduce this product, we're really excited. So this is something in which we have certainly gone through. So the Rq350 is one of the new products that we're introducing today. So Nikhil, why don't you go over some of the reasons and maybe some of, I would say maybe some of the naming and things that we decided to put into our chargers and maybe some of the features that we had decided to talk about as well.
Absolutely, Amanda. I'm super excited to launch the Rq350 with our customers. We had big plans originally to launch this at trade shows, but because of the present situation, we are here digitally, and I mean, I can't complain. So I'm super excited to launch the Rq350. with the Rq350, we wanted to launch a product in the market that redefines the quality expectations of our customers in this power category. And we named it Rq350 because that's what it does. It redefines quality in this low power market. So the RQ series outputs 350 watts of output power, and comes in 4 flavors, 4 nominal voltages: 12 volt nominal, 24 volt nominal, 36 volt nominal, and 48 volt nominal, and charges both lead acid and lithium-ion batteries.
Okay, so our team here has probably taken a few into consideration. So tell us a little bit more about the applications and maybe what features we had put into our new charger.
Sure. So we spoke about in the beginning how we did a lot of customer interaction and spoke to different market segments. So some of the key markets, some of the key applications that the Rq350 is targeted towards includes floor cleaning. So your scrubbers, sweepers, robotic floor cleaners, we are seeing this becoming a trend in the industry. So the Rq350 is targeted towards these floor cleaning machines. Secondly, the industrial and the commercial markets and applications. So scissor lifts in the elevated work platforms. We have pallet trucks in material handling, golf carts, and other commercial vehicles like that use battery operated powertrain. Thirdly, we have e-mobility, electric mopeds, as they like to call it in Europe, scooters in North America, electric motorcycles. We're seeing more and more adoption of these electric transportation machines in the world. And lastly, the lawn and garden machines. So ride-on lawn mowers. We have snow blowers that are converting to electric. So these are some of the target applications, some of the target markets that we have in mind with the Rq350. This is not exhaustive by any means, but definitely considered when we were designing this product. So we wanted to address key areas, key features that would solve some of the problems that customers face or some of the requirements that are needed in these specific market segments. So I like to go over some of the key advantages of Rq350 here. So sealed and rugged. So Rq350 is an IP66 rated aluminum enclosed sealed battery charger. We've heard, like I mentioned in the past, the IP20 design causes a lot of failure. So we wanted to give our customers something significantly better and unmatched quality here with this product. It has communication using CAN bus, supports J1939 and CAN open protocol, highly flexible, and the customers can extract a lot of data. We have residential and automotive EMI standards that we adhere to, both in Europe and in North America. And I'll go in a little bit of details. In e-mobility, for that market segment, we've designed the charger to be low voltage touch safe. With that, I mean the maximum output voltage of the charger is below 60 volts, and that benefits service technicians and after sales service of these scooters by regular mechanics and regular mechanic shops. We have a user interface on the Rq350. We've got LEDs, we've got button where our users can select specific charging profiles. The LEDs indicate what the status of charging is, if it's fully charged, if there's AC power, if there's error, if there are faults. All these information is available on the user interface. We have a locking AC connector that's inbuilt on the charger, on the charger enclosure. So it's an enhanced safety feature for charging, and the AC just doesn't fall off and cause the battery to be not charged. So we have a locking feature there. And overall global compliance. All our products are suited to be installed anywhere in the world, and Rq350 is no different.
Okay, so as a quick summary though, the Rq350 is a 300-volt charger. We've certainly taken it into a more compact size. A lot of you who have seen our chargers before may have seen some of our previous IC650s, the ICL series. We've certainly taken this and made it into a compact size, so it does follow the same rugged design as it has, and of course it is able to charge lead acid and lithium-ion batteries. So Nikhil, you'd also talked about some of those problems earlier. What about being able to tell us how this charger is able to mitigate some of that charger failure?
Sure. So just to recap, when I said the first challenge facing our customers was charger failure, this was because of dirt and water ingress, low shock and vibration characteristics of the charger, and overall low reliability. So customers who are familiar with Delta Q, who know who we are, who use our products, they know that we are the global leaders when it comes to electrical, mechanical quality and reliability. You may have seen some of our crazy YouTube videos where we test our chargers and validate our chargers in real life fun situations. So we've sold more than 3 million QuiQ IC series, ICL series chargers, and they are charging electric machines in the world. So we are an example. We are the prime leader in quality. So we've adopted some of those same principles when we've designed the new Rq350. So the Rq350 is put through automotive grade shock and vibration and validation standards in order to deliver an exceptional performance and long life. There is a General Motors automotive standards that we've designed this to. It's called GMW 3172. In that standard, they generally they test electronic devices that have microprocessors and motherboards in them, and they put them through stressful environments. Some of these environments that the Rq350 is tested to include shock and vibration, so mechanical drop. We've dropped the charger from a height to see what kind of shock it can withstand. Vibration testing. We do environmental testing like thermal validation, temperature testing, humidity testing, salt spray. So we've tested the Rq350 to multiple environments to understand performance and design it for superior quality. We also do hot testing, which is highly accelerated life testing. So we've taken the Rq350 to through a lot of these tests. And when we've done this, we do this to ensure that the charger survives in tough conditions and daily onboard operation, and it doesn't fail. It has a long life. It has fewer warranty claims. So the 350 charger is designed for as long as the operator uses the machine. It can go on, and you can just forget about it when you're using an Rq350. So in addition to all these validation testing, we've also designed the Rq350 in keeping in mind a lot of these electrical use cases in mind. So I would like to share one case study where with a scissor lift application, one of our customers shared with us. So what we were seeing in this market was a failure mode where the chargers were failing because of incorrect AC voltage being applied in the market on the charger, right? So our customers told us that existing chargers would fail because when you take these chargers on site, and again, remember, it's a construction site, so it's not the cleanest of the power. You don't have ambient conditions. So the chargers would fail because wrong AC power or high AC voltage was applied as input to the charger. In order to safeguard from this use case, we've designed the Rq350 with over voltage protection up to 420 volts input. So whenever the charger recognizes such high AC input voltage, it will automatically shut down, and it will only start delivering output power when the operating AC input is within the range of 85 to 240 volts AC. So we also, in addition to the mechanical validation, we also protect our chargers for electrical use cases and electrical conditions that our customers face in the real world.
Okay. Just a quick reminder for everyone, if you have any questions, please do put it into that chat function there. We are collecting the questions there to be able to answer at the end. Okay, so Nikhil, you'd also talked about a few things in terms of being able to prolong battery life, because battery life was certainly a large issue that we saw with some of our customers here. So could you go into and tell us a little bit more about how that is supposed to help with those issues there?
Sure. From the poll also, we understood from our customers right now that battery failure was a prominent use case, right? So battery failures generally, at DeltaQ, we have a battery lab that where our engineers design and validate charge profiles that are tailored to optimally charge specific battery models. So right now, with this lab, we overcome the situations that you see on the screen, which is a generic charge profile, failure because of a generic charge profile. So with these specific tailored charge profiles that are customized for a specific battery and a model and a make, we are able to consistently deliver performance metrics and increase the life of the battery. We in our algorithms to develop these battery chargers, we use different metrics, and we want to make our customers ensure that their battery life is extended, their machine run times are extended, and their charge times are reduced. Other chargers in the market, they have a generic profile that is not specific to the battery type and brand, which can severely impact the life of the battery. So at DeltaQ, we have more than 250 optimized, tailored charge profiles for both lead acid and lithium-ion batteries that are approved by the battery manufacturers. So you can see some of these world-class, world-renowned battery manufacturers on the screen. We work with them, we collaborate with them to validate each and every profile, and we provide them to our customers so that they don't have battery failures when their machines go on the field. The Rq350 is designed to hold up to 25 charge profiles. So the user has a flexibility to pick and choose whichever battery that they're using. They can select a custom profile for that battery and charge them for a long life. Also, I want to say this to our OEMs that we continuously qualify new algorithms and new profiles to offer superior performance. So on this slide, you see a small comparison that we've been able to do based on our research and our findings in the battery life. So on the slide, on the image on the left of the slide, we have a charge profile that was specifically developed for a gel battery that was used in a lift truck application. With this method, we optimized the charge quality for that specific battery, and we included parameters such as overcharge requirements, maximum voltage limits, temperature compensation, heat compensation, and so on, to ensure that that battery provided the best life possible. And when we compare this to the chart on the right, that's a generic profile. So you can see the compatibility chart is high. The compatibility rating is high, so it can be used for different batteries, gel, AGMs, flooded, etc. But the cycle life or the battery life is really low compared to the model specific charge profile that DeltaQ creates. So this is just the summary of the findings. There is a detailed white paper on our website that you can download and study to find more details about this, about the custom charging profiles that DeltaQ provides for different battery types. Now that we are on the topic of charging, another recent trend that we are seeing in the market is increasing adoption of lithium-ion batteries. For those customers, for those machines that are using lithium-ion batteries, the battery management system, or the BMS that's called, on these battery packs, that can also control the charging from the Rq350 using CAN bus. So the BMS can set the exact current and voltage parameters and can share that with the Rq350 over CAN bus to deliver the most optimized charging for that lithium pack. Then Rq350 supports both CAN open and the automotive SAE J1939 protocol. So with these two flexible protocols, we can communicate to the charger. Also, another benefits of CAN include integration into telematics and fleet management applications. More and more of these services, more and more of these solutions are entering our OEMs offering. It gives more data to the end customers to track their machine operation, to track their charging analysis. So using CAN bus, the machines can extract this information from the Rq350 charger and integrate into their fleet management systems. You can update software, you can change the charging profile, you can study the data. All of this is stored inside the charger, so the telematics application can talk to the charger using CAN bus. And on machines that don't have telematics, DeltaQ also provides a data analysis tool on its website. Customers can review the charging data information using this tool. They can optimize the charge profiles. They can troubleshoot the charger in case they see some things. They can share that information, the charger information, with DeltaQ support teams. And the last use case that we found, which is interesting, is they can investigate warranty claims. So rental companies, we've heard in the past, have used this feature to verify the charging habits on the batteries that they rent out, or the machines that they rent out, and they make and adjust claims on warranty based on the information from the charger, which is the most, at the end of the day, the most reliable information about charging behavior. So there are a lot of benefits using CAN and integrating into machine telematics or using the DeltaQ data analysis tool.
Okay, so you previously also talked about a lot of the regulatory compliances. So what are some of the details behind those areas?
Okay, the last challenge our customers face is non-compliance to regulatory standards. Right. Some examples of this could be efficiency standards that we are seeing in the world in different geographies. Another is residential EMI and EMC standards that chargers have to meet. The Rq350 is designed to meet residential EMI and EMC standards. In Europe, the standard is the CISPR 14 that we meet. The equivalent for this standard would be in North America would be the FCC Class B. These residential EMI standards, like I mentioned before, is really, really important on applications that interact and are charged on a residential circuit. Electric machines or electric scooters, electric mopeds that, for example, are gaining in popularity. Some customers charge those lithium packs at their homes. So a charger to have these certifications is really important. Also, UNECE R10 is a standard for on-road electric vehicles. Similarly, mopeds need to be compliant to R10 for those to be able to be sold and used on road. When it comes to efficiency standards, we've seen in the recent years a big push towards complying to high efficiency and energy consumption standards. This is driven in California, for example, by the California Energy Commission. So all chargers are required to have CEC mark, or the BC mark as it's called. In consumer applications, we've had the Department of Energy that has initiated the DOE efficiency standards for energy consumption. In Canada, we have NRCan. And soon we can, with this trend, we can expect other geographies in the world to set up their own efficiency standards. So the Rq350 is designed to meet all these efficiency standards for all the machines that fall under these categories of either CEC or DOE or NRCan, because there is some difference in what machines fit where. So with the 350, our customers can be assured that these standards could be met and they won't face any challenges from the government for not meeting these efficiency standards. And lastly, the Rq350 offers global flexibility. So to all our customers from Asia. We'll have certifications for Japan, for Korea, for China. In Europe, we'll have the CE mark. In North America, we'll have UL, CSA. So we will cover all major global safety certifications to deploy the Rq350 in these market segments.
Okay, so that basically summarizes a lot of what the RQ is. We just wanted to go over some additional benefits. We had talked about earlier in my sections there about some of the manufacturing things, so we wanted to go over some of those. So in that case, we are really focused on bringing our chargers in the highest quality. So when we had talked about manufacturing at scale earlier, we had really kind of talked about how we partner with our flex facility to be able to manufacture a product of really high quality and up to automotive grades. Having multiple manufacturing locations and being able to build it out certainly is a big portion. And of course, we want to make sure our customers are also given an opportunity to really make sure that we are helping them in delivering their on-time deliveries and making sure that we are providing them with the same supply chain, because we are part of their supply chain and we want to make sure we get everything to them as well. One of the things that our company tends to pretty much is often overlooked. Delta Q is really able to provide a full support in terms of being able to help a customer fully integrate their charger into their machine. We are able to train your staff, your service group, and assist with any kind of major issues in terms of your OEs, making sure that we are with you along the way to be able to guide you through the process of integrating our charger into your machines. But of course, you don't always have to take our word for this. We've been honored in the past few years to be able to receive a few awards that kind of speak to some of these things. We were able to get awards from quite a few of our tier 1 customers, for example, here, Tenet, Yamaha, and one that we've got most recently was our Club Car Award for being Supplier of the Year. So of course, you don't always have to take our word for it. It's more about something that you have to experience. But Nikhil, you had talked about the RQ in terms of it. Why don't we just kind of go over some of the timeframes? Because I know that, with all of our customers here who are really excited, they probably want to know a little bit more about what we're expecting in terms of the timeframe for the RQ.
Absolutely, Amanda. So right now we are in the development phases of the Rq350, and we will have B model samples available to share with customers in August. We will hit our pre-production in November, and along this way, we'll continue to work with our regulatory certifications and validation process. And ultimately, the start of production for Rq350 is Q1 January 2021. So we'll have products to sell. We'll have our Rq350 installed and in OEM machines in Q1 of 2021. And yeah, that's the plan, and we are excited to support our customers integrate this charger in their machines, and work and our applications team and our engineering teams to coordinate with them and designing the charger in.
Okay, so for you to be able to go through this, I know a lot of people have quite a few questions. I can see it in even just some of the questions that we've gotten so far. They're very more specific to the type of things that are going to be technical. So for those who are interested and wanting to learn more, please visit www.deltaq.com/rq350. You'll be able to download the spec sheets there for a little bit more details on those tech specs. And of course, if you are interested in a sample as well, please just click on that small button there to be able to provide that question, and we'll be able to know whether or not you are interested in the sample or not. But that really kind of goes over some of the things. Just to summarize maybe that last bit of the RQ. Again, if you have any issues with your chargers, feel free to come just talk to us about it. We want to be able to understand your needs and see if we can be able to help out in any way. But that really kind of summarizes a lot of what the RQ is. That pretty much concludes a lot of what we wanted to talk about today. So if you have any questions, for sure, I would say take some time now and put in some of those questions. We did have a couple of questions which are a little more technical, but we'll go over some of the questions that are not so that we can kind of go through this. Nikhil, so one of the questions that we had here is the Rq350 stackable in use?
Yes, so Rq350 builds on the same platform as all our other products. So we will support stackable with the Rq350, and I'm very excited to see what kind of applications are in mind with stackable on the 350.
Okay, and then sorry, just going back over some of the questions there was some questions about the overvoltage protection.
Yep.
Mentioning that, if it was operating between 85 to 140 volts, is it not able to work in Europe as well?
No, it absolutely is. The operating voltage is 85 to 240. I'm sorry if it was heard as 140. No, the charger operates in Asia, in Europe, in North America, in Australia. So there's a wide input range from 85 to 240 volts of operation, and not 140 like you asked in the question.
And a couple of people had questions in regards to being able to change the algorithm. So how is the algorithm changed in this? Is it very similar to some of the press chargers for those who I guess for some of those who are familiar would know, but for Nikhil, for those who aren't, would you be able to explain how the algorithms are changed within our chargers?
Sure. So we have a button on the user interface of the Rq350. So with that button, the users are able to switch between the different charging profiles that are stored, and they're able to select the most appropriate charging profile for their battery pack based on the different options that the charger is loaded with.
A few questions that we had was in regards to some of the safety functions and the thermistors. Would you be able to address some of those?
Getting into the thermistors and other components to safety, that's too technical. We will definitely follow up on this answer in a more detailed explanation outside of this meeting. But for the general audience, I would like to keep it and summarize it by saying we meet global safety standards in all regions, in all geographies. So UL, CE, Korea, Japan, China, all these safety standards are met.
And this question comes from a person who is familiar with our chargers. Are the charge profiles the same format as the IC-ICLs, or will there be a new library existing for the Rq350, or yes, the Rq series?
So we will definitely tap into the same library of our existing charge profiles. Also, we continuously add new charge profiles into our library. So any specific battery types that we don't have today, for example, we recently did within a few weeks, we converted and we designed a new charge profile for an OEM for their request. So all the 250 plus and continuously evolving library is available for to share with our customers and charge their batteries accurately.
Okay, and then a couple of people had questions in regards to the stackable. What are the advantages of having a stackable versus something that is a little bit bigger?
So the question between stackable and something bigger is a very good question. It at the end of the day, it depends on the use case of the application. Sometimes if it's a fixed application that comes back, if the machine comes back to the same spot for charging, then a bigger rated charger is suitable. Sometimes customers need flexibility. They need to be moving around. They charge in different spots. And in those cases, a charger that's compatible and can be that can work in coordination with building different charger blocks can benefit them. I can give an example for in shared mobility, for example, or in electric mobility. Stackable is a good use case versus in say material handling or a warehouse where all the forklifts come back to one point. So it is stackable versus a higher charger is definitely a use case specific question that both have their merits and both have solutions problems that we need to solve for our customers.
Okay. And then there's a couple of questions in terms of, sorry, just give me a minute to read some of these. They're just starting to pop up as they go through. And then there was a question in regards to some of the stackables, just a few more in terms of that. Will the charging harness remain the same as say, the quick charger?
Yes, so the AC is a IEC 320 connector that's sealed. It's going to be the same harness. We have a bunch of different geography, country-specific AC input harnesses that are suitable for the Rq350 as well. So all QuiQ, all IC series cables are compatible with the Rq350 also.
Okay. And then there's a question in regards to our battery partners and battery companies in providing a more robust. We certainly will. We certainly do add quite a few new battery partners. We do take some time to evaluate them as we kind of go through and check our chargers with theirs. So we certainly do add more lithium battery partners and BMS companies to our library as we kind of have them come up. We do search for them, and it is a partnership in which we work with them. So as we kind of move into this new lithium battery world, we will be looking at adding more lithium battery companies and BMS companies to our library as we finish testing with their products. Okay, so there are a lot of questions here, a lot of which are quite technical for us to go over today, which will require some of a little bit of expertise from some of our application engineers. We will certainly answer them, so don't think that we won't. We will take your questions and we will likely to be answering them just after this webinar, so it's a little bit more tailored to your needs because some of these are very specific to some of your applications than what we can cover here today. We do have a wider market, so that actually will kind of end off some of our questions here. Again, I just wanted to reiterate that we will be sending out our webinar to you in your emails if you had registered, and we will also be sending out the white paper as well, the one that Nikhil had mentioned previously in regards to the charge quality. But we wanted to thank you all for joining us today. I really hope you guys have a wonderful day. I think most of you who are ending your day, hopefully you have a great evening. We're just starting because it's about 8 a.m., 7 a.m. here. Thank you for joining us, and hopefully we will be able to hear from you guys soon as we kind of answer some of these questions. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for attending.